I'm here with John from Vecna Robotics, and you got pretty impressive stuff going on here. Tell me a little bit about Vecna, who you guys are, have you been around, what you guys are doing?
Sure, happy to do that. My name's John Hayes. I'm Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Vecna Robotics. So our focus is full spectrum automation, and we concentrate on AGV and the AMR world, bringing to that market both the advantages of automated guided vehicles, which are our larger bulk material handling line, those being tuggers and pallet jacks, and the more traditional AGV solutions. And then we back down from that into the more AMR world for things like each picking, tote picking. From that level, then we back all the way down to equipment that does robotic each pick, so we can do things like order allocation, order consolidation. So the focus for our company is to take the robotics knowledge that we have. We've been in the robotics industry since 1998, been around for a very long time. Take that knowledge, push that knowledge from our automated mobile robot line up to the AGV line, consolidate what one does good, take that benefit, apply it to the AGV line. So give that functionality and those abilities across the entire spectrum and create solutions based on the technology that we bring to market for many, many years.
That's awesome. Now, how can you not love robots, right?
Exactly,
robotics,
right?
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So do you have any particular big product or innovation that you're bringing to market here at MODEX?
We do. So just this year, we won the DHL Challenge.
Oh, congratulations.
The Robotics Challenge. We're very happy to have won that. And we have that vehicle in our booth, and I think we can probably see it over
What is it? Yeah,
it's called a TRS. It's right there in the back.
Oh, that's awesome. What does TRS do?
It's called a tote-retrieval system. So TRS stands for tote-retrieval system. So the concept, when you apply that linear kind of thinking of AGVs, AMRs, AGVs typically large vehicles, AMRs typically small vehicles, but conceptually, when you move away from a product and then move into a system or a solution, the TRS bridges the gap. So in many of warehouses, retail, e-tail, you have people picking from shelving. So they get an order, whether it's on a sheet of paper, they get it through their ear, they get it through a pad. They go in the warehouse, they pick product, they put it in a bin, they take it somewhere, they do something with it. The TRS bridges the gap between people pulling product and allowing a piece of equipment to go in, retrieve those totes, take them from the aisle. And the next step, when we get to a more lights out solution, so the blue sky of all automation is a truly lights out facility, we take them from the TRS with some of our smaller bots, our RC20s, these little small bots here, deliver them to a robot picking cell, which we also have in our booth, which then will order consolidate. So if you have multiple pickers in multiple aisles in the warehouse, so that they pick very quickly. But why would they want to deliver those to a location themselves? You want to keep them in an area where they're being efficient, where they're picking. So the AGVs will deliver the totes. They will deliver the totes not to a person, but to a robot. And then the robot will pick, consolidate those orders to an outbound order, and you have, for all intent and purposes, created a lights out warehouse. But here's the real benefit of the Vecna solution. You can take any piece of this puzzle from the traditional AGV equipment where you're pulling bulk material handling, and everybody still does. You still move pallets in a warehouse. It's not going to change for a very long time. But what we're seeing is the interest and I think the vision of customers, the belief that the majority of moves won't be pallet-based any longer. It will be driven down to an each-based solution. And when they walk into the Vecna booth, they look around and they see, you have AGVs, that's great, we're looking for AGVs. But we know somewhere down the road, we're going to be moving this in a more tote-friendly fashion.
Yeah.
And that's what we have an entire suite of vehicles that allows you to enter this world at a very low cost, at very low risk, because all the equipment communicates. So you can start with a small vehicle like an RC500, an RC20, or you can start with traditional material handling and not run the risk of buying a piece of equipment that hems you into a system that you can't expand in the long term. So that's really what we're talking about here.
That makes sense. So looking forward to, thinking in the future and making sure that you can scale.
Absolutely,
awesome.
And that is key.
Yeah.
That is key, because traditional automation, and I've been doing this for 25 years, in the AGV world that whole time, when you buy an AGV solution, or at least historically, you bought something that moved an item that had to be roughly the same size, couldn't be any heavier. Right, it had to be very uniform. The world's changing. Things coming in the door completely different now and might be tomorrow. So to buy a solution that hems you into a monolithic package, an application, is not the world that we live in. And I think that's the power of the change that's occurring, especially with Vecna. And the change is occurring because as a company, we're different. We didn't start as an AGV company. We didn't start as a traditional material handling company. We started as a robotics company. And the thought process is markedly different.
That's great pivot points I want to talk about now. So let's talk about what are some of your go-to market strategies now that, obviously you've been in this game for a little bit, and you just, key factor there saying, you didn't start there. Well, maybe tell me a little bit about that story and then how you're going to market with that.
Well, sure. My background is engineering and then in sales and then in marketing. But the way that our process works, so what our goal is from a sales and marketing perspective is to first generate interest. And to do that, you have to get your message out. So the first thing you have to do in any organization, in any company, is first you have to understand who you are and what you do and why do you care. Why do you personally care what we do? Right. And we're all people, and we've all been in this industry for a very long time, so we all have pretty tightly held beliefs as to what we want and how we want to do it. And we're just moving product, right? We're just moving things from one place to the other. We do it differently. People like to hear that. But people also like to feel that there's little risk in investing in technology.
Right, yeah.
The good thing about AMR technology is it is markedly less expensive than AGV technology. So again, you have this entry point where people can feel comfortable purchasing the equipment initially. They can feel comfortable that in the future they can grow their solution by just adding pieces and parts, all the way down from this big bulk type equipment to a total lights out warehouse. Now, are we there yet? No, no one is. But 5 to 10 years from now, we're very likely will be in a position where there will be very few people in a warehouse any longer. But the important thing that we think about is we put our message together from a sales and marketing standpoint.
Sure, yeah.
And it is who we are, what do we do, and why do you care? The next step from that is then getting that message out. So we use a combination of marketing automation, which I would highly recommend. If companies aren't using marketing automation, you're wasting your marketing dollars.
Quick question, which platform are you using?
We use a company called SharpSpring, and we're very happy with it. It does a great job. Marketing automation, for those of you who don't know, allows you to put your message out, and it allows you to track who actually sees that message, who responds to it, and it also allows you to see who responds to it multiple times.
And it's also, you just do it once and it's done, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything else after that.
No, absolutely not. But the goal is this, and here's why this matters. When you have your marketing automation in place, our goal as a sales organization, the way that we set this up, is you set this up in a way that you get your feedback. And I always say that sales leads the company, marketing leads everything. So in our world, we drive demand with marketing, we drive awareness, and our goal as a marketing and sales organization is to continue to fill the funnel with qualified leads available for sale. Yeah. And so I don't rely on salespeople prospecting. And I know this is going to sound cliched, but salespeople need to close.
Yeah, right, yeah. And not prospect and generate?
Right. Now, certainly I want salespeople engaged in doing their prospecting and those things, but we need salespeople that can close. And so our basis of sales and marketing is marketing leads sales. So we generate interest, we give them qualified leads, we rate leads as they come in. We'll rate them A, B, or C. So from that, we have some indication in our SharpSpringer CRM what we expect to come in, because there is still the management function of running a company. But we can then concentrate on A, B, or C list items and continue to push them leads. And marketing's job on top of that is to maintain the message. So every year, our focus with marketing and sales is trade shows. So we look at every year as a 6-month cycle. We roll into a trade show 6 months prior. We put a message in place that we do for the trade show, whatever that might be.
Right.
And we push that message up until the trade show. And during that 6-month cycle, marketing also has to be responsible for generating leads.
Yeah. Yep.
When you get to the trade show, we expect to come out of this trade show with a large number of qualified leads. So now marketing can take a break, concentrate on strategy and messaging, catching up on what they need. They can take a breath, because this is a lot of work for a marketing department. Sales will work that 6 months on those leads, and then the 6 months that marketing is taking a breath, they are getting ready for a trade show, but they're also getting ready for the end of the leads that we generated at the trade show. So there's a 6-month gap leading up to the next trade show where they are solely responsible for generating the same quantity and quality of leads that we generated at a trade show. So there's a cycle that occurs.
Right, yeah.
We know that at a trade show we're going to get a big bucket full of leads. 6 months later, we'll probably run through those leads, and marketing has to have the commitment to generate that same number of leads in the 6 months running up to the trade show. So that's the cycle that we have in sales. We then take those leads, like I said, we'll qualify them A, B, or C. A-list leads go to salespeople. They should close. B-list leads are ones that still need gestation. C-list leads are the ones that we touch through marketing automation.
Yeah.
And that's our process.
That is awesome. I love that. We literally just had an episode, I don't know when you're watching, episode 35 or so, literally very much on this topic, and this is good to know that we weren't just making this up out of our minds. People actually do this. No, this is, it's very exciting. It's very good. So last question I have for you, and I think you kind of maybe touched on it a little bit there. Top 3 marketing tactics, what are they?
I believe there are top 3 marketing tactics. Number one, you absolutely have to sit down day one of any company and understand who you are. So that's number one. And whether that's marketing or whether that's just strategy, you have to understand who you are and at the foundation what you want to accomplish. And number 2, you have to take that, and as cliched as this is, you have to turn that into 30 seconds of why you care. So this is who we are, this is what we do, but why do you care what it is? Right. And there's a core set of beliefs that every human has that you better wrap into it, right?
Yeah.
But then number 3, and there's a 3A and 3B. The most important thing outside of those things has got to be marketing automation. And the reason I say that is because you have no feedback of what you're putting out unless you see it coming back.
Right.
And in my world, it is a key component to be able to see that the marketing work that we do comes back, and I can judge our level of interest. So I knew this trade show was going to be a success. We knew it because leading up,
prepared ahead of time.
We were prepared ahead of time. I could see people hitting our website, people downloading our white papers, coming to this trade show, and that's why we have so many people in our booth, because we knew we were going to run into this.
Right.
And then 3B is a sales function, but I'm also responsible for sales, but it's important that when you get those leads that you rate them in some quantifiable manner. And so those are my three golden nuggets for you. How about that? Golden
that's
rules.
Awesome. No, that was perfect. I love what you said there at the end. It reminds me of, I'm a big college football fan, not sure. All right, so University of Alabama, oh, Nick Saban, oh, wow, they won this, well, they won the championship. And so when do you think they actually won that? They said they actually won it 4 years prior through recruiting.
Agreed.
It started way back when. So your trade show shouldn't start day one of the trade show and that marketing.
Right.
It needs to be before. So
that's correct.
Oh man, I love it. So John, thanks so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Happy to do
information. So if somebody has any questions they want to reach you, where could they reach you?
They can reach us through our website, vecna.com. You can also reach me personally at john.hayes@vecna.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right.